Welcome to the Private Practice Startup, where we inspire you from startup to mastery. We chat with entrepreneurs, experts in the mental health and business arenas, and successful private practitioners to give you the tools needed to make your dream practice a reality. Visit theprivatepracticestartup.com for awesome resources, free trainings, and so much more. Here are your hosts, Dr. Kate Campbell and Katie Lemieux.
Hey there, Startup Nation. Welcome back to yet another podcast with the Private Practice Startup. I am one of your hosts, Katie Lemieux.
Hey everybody, it's Kate Campbell here. Good to be back.
So we've been recording both audio and video, our podcast, for a little while right now. And actually today's podcast is Kate and I. And so it's weird. We're like sitting in front of the computer looking at ourselves talking and then talking to each other. Usually we have someone else to look at and we're talking to them, but it's a little bit weird. And I was checking out, my teeth earlier because we had I had kale salad. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have anything in my teeth. So anyways, how is everybody today? We hope you guys are doing great. If this is your first time, welcome to the craziness. It's been an interesting day here for us. It's really weird. Like a lot of personal stuff has happened this morning for both Kate and I. Kate takes the cake for this one though. She had her car broken into.
Yes, we had, and actually the last podcast that we had, we were interviewing Carol Park, yes? From Theralink. And we had a great interview with her. It's awesome. You guys will definitely want to check out that episode. And during our episode, the police officer was coming up to knock on the door to give me an update about the case. And so I had to step out, and it's never a dull moment. I mean, we're podcasting from my house, and so there may be a dog bark or a blower outside from the yard people next door. It's, the podcasting is awesome because we can do it wherever. And my office, where we typically podcast, is really busy today. So we're here at our home office.
One of our home offices. Yeah. Sometimes we podcast in my guest bedroom. That's fun. And so for those of you who are watching video, you guys might be wondering like, oh my God, look at that picture. It's so amazing in the background. So actually, Kate's husband, Brent, who is the man of many talents, and he's like better than a tech, like when you call like the supreme tech desk, like he just like figures stuff out. Like, oh my gosh, he's just a lifesaver. So he actually paints.
Yeah, so I'll turn this so you guys can see the painting. Yeah, it's one of the many paintings by Brent Campbell, a.k.a. Campbell Creative. And so, yeah, you guys will check that out. And for those of you that are watching, and enjoy the scenery because it's beautiful for us to look at. And it's kind of on brand with our brand colors, which is always cool.
Yes, it is cool. So I know that Kate was mentioning our last podcast with Carol Park, which was the daring way of technology and therapy. And we both love Brene Brown, and Carol is a Brene Brown facilitator, daring way facilitator. So she had kind of really incorporated very just geniusly talking about kind of shame resilience and all that stuff as related to technology, and totally like she was talking and we could totally relate to all of that.
Yeah, so much of it. Yeah, it was really cool. It was her whole company and her values. It's awesome what they do. And it was like just enveloping us and giving us a nice big hug. So you guys will want to check that out for sure. It was really unique.
And so for those of you who are first-time listeners, we want to say welcome. You are our VIP, and actually we are hugging you just to kind of go along with that virtual hug, hugging you and welcoming you into our tribe called Startup Nation Superheroes, because as Kat Love says, therapists are superheroes, and we truly believe that as well. And we want to give you guys a special gift. So head over to privatepracticestartup.com, head over to the resources tab, and download your A to Z cheat sheet, the essentials for building and growing your dream practice. Our gift to you.
Yes. Let's go ahead and take a quick break for today's sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by TheraChat. TheraChat is actually an app and a website platform which allows you to assign pre-made and customized homework in between your sessions. You can transfer documents, you can send unlimited messages to all of your clients, and it's fully secure and HIPAA compliant. So TheraChat makes it really easy for you to engage with your clients in between sessions and continue supporting them with working on their assignments and their in-between session tasks. So clients really love it. Therapists describe it as revolutionary and an essential companion. And we actually have had the opportunity to experience TheraChat. It is awesome. It's really cool. It's a great platform. Does so much more than I ever imagined. So we invite you to try TheraChat now. You can experience it yourself using the coupon code TPPS as in the private practice startup. You'll be able to get 1 month for free, which is a total value of $40. And make sure to check the link on our show notes page to access that.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I've been trying it out, and you guys can upload links, documents, worksheets, and assign them to your clients. So I uploaded quite a few, I think, on Sunday.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you can upload your own, and they have all of this like vast pre-made, like really great options for stuff that's already in the platform too. So it's really cool.
Check it out. So we are super excited about today. Actually, we've been excited like behind the scenes like for this for a long time. And so today is us on the podcast. And so we're talking about pulling back the curtain, private practice marketing that works. So as we talk about this, I think we should just kind of like take a step back. So for those of you who've been listening to us for a long time, you probably know a little bit about our story. We're actually not going to talk about our private practice journey today. We're going to talk about the private practice startups journey. And Kate and I initially started out as a local statewide company doing training. And initially, actually, our legal name is K2 Visionaries. So for those of you who've been with us for a long time, you know us as that, and people still call us K2. And we'll always stick with K2 because we're Kate and Katie. And initially when we started out, and we then back in January 2016, Kate had said, we have to podcast. And I said, okay, sure, I trust you, because we wanted to reach much more of a global audience and be of service to others. And initially when we decided to become a global company, we changed our name to the Private Practice Startup because that was just more on brand and it was more about what we were up to. And we really wanted to create this nuts and bolts training.
How to start up your private practice, basically how to take your private practice from startup to mastery, which is our tagline, which would be very comprehensive about every facet of private practice. And there's other private practice building coaches out there and companies that do that. And it wasn't the area that Katie and I were most passionate about. We love branding and marketing, and that's like really where we become alive. And then we also realized that over time, as we were working with our Startup Nation tribe, the areas that people were really struggling the most in their practice were related to branding and marketing, specifically with marketing. And Katie and I are like total marketing geeks. We've gone on our own journeys together and individually to really learn everything we possibly can about entrepreneurship and marketing and branding. And those are the areas that clinicians really needed the most support in. So we have continued to niche down and really focus on serving our ideal clients in private practitioners with the areas that they really need the most support and most help with. And so there's a lot of different ways that we go about doing that.
And one of the things that I want to share, and this is something that we do talk about in the course, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the course or whatnot, is, we went way too wide when we first started, and we wanted to do so much, and we're creating so much, and we are expending so much energy and exhaustion, and nothing was really streamlined or focused. Profits were low, time was high, and that's definitely a mistake that business owners make when they really don't niche down. I know sometimes people, and you might be thinking, well, I don't know if I want to niche, or I'm not going to be able to serve everybody. Well, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background, as we've even niched down and streamlined more, and we're like super laser focused. We have one product, which is our paperwork, and then the marketing. And then that's really it. We have our Inspire group, but Jessica runs that. And just so you guys know is, each year we keep about doubling our profits. And we've actually doubled our profits again in less than 6 months from last year. And that's all really due to the laser focusing niche-based work that the company does. So I think that speaks volumes overall in regards to really having an ideal client and a niche and serving in a very specific way. And so we're super excited to share with you guys about the e-course. And so obviously the podcast is evergreen. So on the show notes page, there's going to be a link, and either you're going to meet us right at the time where we're getting ready to launch. And so you'll probably want to jump in and sign up and say, let me know when it's happening. Or we'll already be in the process of doing the e-course, and it's going to be a hybrid model. We're going to do an e-course package. We're going to e-course in coaching and kind of e-course coaching mastermind and stuff like that. So we're still working on all that. But it's going to be, we're really excited. We're actually going away this weekend again, and having a working weekend away up in Fort Pierce.
I mean, creating an online course has been a dream of mine for years and years and years. I can remember teaching the the first private practice course and the PhD program at Nova, where I graduated down here in South Florida, and no one had taught that before. And the only reason I really taught it was because it would force me to create the curriculum for an online course. And then Katie and I really dove into different areas, and we're trying to figure out what is our main focus and what is it that Startup Nation really, really needs. And then we finally have, we're fulfilling this dream of mine and of ours with creating the marketing e-course. And it is going to be a hybrid, which is really cool. So it'll be good, the combo of both the course content and then also the coaching component, which is really cool. So we'll have, we'll share a little bit about the information that's going to be in the course shortly. But about a month ago, maybe not even, maybe like 3 weeks ago, we went on an e-course retreat up to Hutchinson Island. And if you guys follow us online, I'm sure you saw some of those fun videos of us doing cartwheels on the beach and troubleshooting and so
Kate,
excited.
And Kate hurt her wrist.
Yes. And troubleshooting because we had like a stuck moment because we were working through so much. And then as we're walking on the beach in this beautiful deserted beach, there's like nobody else on the beach except for us. It was so gorgeous in the morning. All of a sudden the course name and the tagline came to us and we were so excited. We shared that with you guys.
Well, I think what's really cool about that is we did exactly what we teach in the course, right? So we got stuck, and when you get stuck in creativity, it's time to remove yourself and kind of go to a place where you feel connected, your meditative place. And so we were right on the beach. And so we said, you know what, let's stop what we're doing and let's just go take a walk. And that's where the creative juices were flowing.
Yeah, about 45 minutes in, we're like, aha, that's it. We've got it. This is it. So since this is all about pulling back the curtain and sharing with you guys a little bit about what the course is about, what do you think? We'll go ahead and share our name with you guys with Startup Nation. You guys ready to hear? It's going to be Private Practice Marketing, the step-by-step system for clinicians to fill their practice with the clients they love and live the life they've always dreamed of.
Which is super important.
Yes.
That's super important. The two go hand in hand. They're not separate for sure.
Yes, absolutely. So we're really excited about the course, and we've actually been teaching the concepts of the course now in our coaching, both individually and in groups, for about the past year to be able to ensure that we are really meeting the needs of private practitioners in our Startup Nation tribe, to make sure that, you know, what we think in our head is in actuality what you guys really need. And the results have been incredible.
To me, they've been like astounding.
Astounding is right. Yeah.
Before we share some of the results that people are obtaining, here's an interesting thing, right? So a lot of times when you think about marketing, if you're not kind of really well adept at marketing, a lot of times people immediately their mind goes to strategy. Like I see questions all the time in Facebook, right? It's kind of like, I need to market. Should I do Facebook marketing? I need to market. Should I do, who do I go for a website? And actually there's a whole foundation that needs to be set up before you do any of that. And the foundation and the blueprint and the step-by-step process that we talk about is perfect. It is the foundation of any marketing. And so that's really what we work on. And the really cool thing, and why I'm so astounded by the results, is we could be in like week 4 and people aren't even like into the strategy yet. They're still in creation and getting clear. And ideal clients are walking in their office. They are raising their rates. Psychology Today referrals are coming in. It's just, I have chills talking about it. For those of you online, I don't know if you can see. No, but I do, and it just, I hear more and more. We got a beautiful email from one of our coaches that was just so grateful for, the course, and it was just like, I couldn't be happier.
So I guess it'd be important to share with you guys our promises. So the results that we're going to be helping you attain, there's 4 of them. So these are our 4 core promises. Number 1 is we're going to help you create an authentic brand and craft marketing messages your clients will love. Number 2 is have a high converting website and therapist directory profiles that attract your ideal clients. Number 3 is feel more confident with a personalized marketing strategy that highlights your strengths and natural talents. And the last one is make a greater impact while having the freedom and flexibility, making more money, and living your dream lifestyle, because that's what it's all about, right? Being able to make a difference in people's lives and have the freedom and flexibility, being our own bosses, being able to work with the clients we love. That's what drives us. So we really wanted to make sure that, we're accentuating that.
Right. And being of service and having an impact.
Yeah.
And some of the really cool things that have just been happening, like I said, and, I know Dr. Sean Davis, he's taken our course this last round, and he had shared with us, he said, I'm 25% into integrating the changes. And in just a few weeks, the calls more than doubled. So he has a group practice and they went from 55 to 85% full like that.
Just in a month's time.
That's just astounding.
Yeah, just in the beginning of the course, which was so cool.
It was.
And then also Dr. Andrew Dobo, he's of EMDR Educators of Florida.
Our buddy.
Yeah, our buddy Andy. He had sent us an email saying how astounded he was. He was so amazed that he sent an email using the marketing strategies and formulas that he learned with us, and within hours it generated enough business to pay for the consultations with coaching more than many times over. That's just, it's so cool. We always love hearing these things because it's just like, oh my gosh, it's working. The results that clinicians are getting, it's just
And the cool thing is that you guys are already family, but when we work with you on a one-on-one level or a group level, and Andy, it's been, I don't even remember, I feel like it's been 6 months since we worked with Andy, but every once in a while we get an email from him and he shares his results and what he's doing. And so just to kind of, if you are in the state of Florida or you're looking for quality EMDR training, Andy is super passionate. So you might want to check out EMD Educators of South Florida, I think. So just a little plug for Andy because we so appreciate you.
Yeah. And then there's Dr. Heather Kuhl. She's a psychologist and a licensed marriage and family therapist. And she had shared with us that the biggest shift was from realizing that instead of trying to sell herself and her experience, like her background and clinical experience, the shift within her marketing mindset to be able to focus on the results she can provide and how to help her ideal clients. And the results that she has been getting is that she has had a solid vision and mission statement, clarity about her ideal clients, an improved Psychology Today profile, new website, and clear steps about how to market. So that really hits on a lot of the different aspects about what we focus on. And we'll share with you guys exactly what the modules are that we're going to focus on in our e-course very shortly. So, the feedback that we've gotten and the results that people are getting really are incredible. We could just share. There's just so many we could keep sharing and sharing. Yeah. Should we dive into the course?
I think we should pull back the curtain.
I think we should too. Yeah.
So one of the cool things that happened on our 3-day retreat is Kate and I decided that we wanted to really kind of use like a metaphor. And so our whole course is designed after a movie metaphor, which is really interesting because a lot of the stuff that we learned about marketing really relates to the movies. And we talk about that in the course as well. And so you'll never look at movies the same as you enter our course, and we talk about how movies and marketing are totally relatable. So the first module is all about mindset mastery and channeling your inner entrepreneur. And the cool thing about this is, when Kate and I went in a private practice, we totally dove in, and Kate and I, by default, are doers, which is good and bad. We get a lot of crap done. But sometimes we've exhausted ourselves, and we in private practice really jumped into strategy. We didn't have this marketing background. And so the first module is taking a step back and really just connecting with yourself as an entrepreneur, but also really creating your dream lifestyle first, and then creating your business around your dream lifestyle.
Yeah, when we got into private practice, it was 12 years ago for me, and I really didn't have any of the business or marketing or branding experience. And over the years, as I've learned so much more about that, it has transformed my mindset in so many ways. And we see this as so vital to help people really think like an entrepreneur, and to really know that they're building their dream lifestyle and their practice around that so that they don't get caught up in that trap of the business running your life, that they can really be in charge and have, the best of both worlds, which is so cool.
Yeah. And one of the things that we actually talk about, and there's a worksheet within the course where it's talking about celebrating all your wins. And for me, I'm really hard on myself, as I'm sure many of you are. And I hope that you guys celebrate your wins way better than I used to. We definitely do that much better now. But part of finishing the course in the modules is actually identifying how do you want to celebrate that. And so the cool thing about that is it creates the energy and the acknowledgement and all that stuff we know as therapists is when you do a behavior that you like, you're celebrating that. So we actually make you take time to talk about how are you going to reward yourself. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, very, very, very cool. Yeah, so there's a lot more that we talk about in the marketing mindset, but for time's sake, let's go ahead to module 2, which is all about branding, how to make your brand a showstopper. So that is obviously a really important thing because so many people, like Katie was saying, just jump into marketing strategy and they don't know, they don't have a solid brand. They don't have their core values identified. They don't have a vision, a mission, a culture. So those are really important aspects of creating a brand, because if you don't create your brand, other people are going to create it for you. And nobody wants that.
And a brand is something that really helps you stand out. I mean,
yes.
We always talk about Laura Long because we love her and she really has an amazing brand, but it stands out. I should say and it stands out. And when people think about the private practice startup, there are certain words that come to their mind. And so we really help you create that. And a lot of times I hear people having difficulty, and especially with like South Florida is a saturated marketplace. And they're like, well, how am I different than other couples counselors or other therapists that work with kids with ADHD? There's so many amazing things about you and your brand and your personality that we just help you bring it all together. And it is going to make you stand out, and people are going to want to work with you because of you and your brand. So we talk a lot about that. And like Kate said, the vision, mission, culture, and module 2.
Yep, exactly. How to really connect with your brand and make sure that you're sharing your authentic message, the essence of your brand with the world. Yeah. So,
and the really cool thing about branding, which took me a long time, is it's this beautiful alignment, or I'm doing this with my fingers. What is this word, this nonverbal I'm saying? It's this marriage between
coming together.
Yeah. It's like who you are as a person.
It's like the fabric, the woven fabric of who you are as a person.
Fabric of our lives. I think that's cotton. There's branding, right? So it's who you are as a person, but who you are professionally coming together in one. And if you've ever been on one of our paperwork webinars, and I'm sure we'll show this in marketing too, is we had some horrible ideas of what it looked like to be a professional therapist. Horrible.
Yes, when we first got started, we weren't really, authentically connected to our brand. And over the years, we learned about the importance of that. And so let's talk about module number 3, which is all about the ideal clients. Getting super, super clear and intimate, doing an ideal client deep dive to really, it's almost like doing a character study, and being able to, in the movies, when an actor or an actress is preparing to be in their role or they're auditioning, they really have to almost like hallucinate themselves inside their whatever role or character they're playing, inside the life of that person. And that's what we walk you through. A lot of really cool exercises and allow you to, step into your ideal client's life and the mind and the emotions, and really just getting so clear on that, so that when you are getting to the point of being able to work on your marketing messages, that you speak directly to your ideal clients and you captivate them and you draw them in and you fascinate them. And yeah, it's a really cool, exciting process.
That is an exciting process, and this kind of pairs with what Heather had said, and I know that I experienced this as a therapist, and you did as well, is we felt like we had to prove ourselves, and so we talk about our credentials and our models and things like that, and that's not what marketing is about and attracting your ideal client. So all in that module, we really shift that belief and turn that around.
Yeah. It's all about embodying your ideal client.
That's right.
Really positioning yourself in a way so that they can see how you are the guide, you are the expert to be able to help them get what they really want. So that ties perfectly into module number 4, which is all about marketing message mastery.
Scripting your way to success.
Marketing messages. That's an area that we find clinicians have really struggled in. They get tripped up on it. They almost have like analysis paralysis. They don't know what exactly they're doing. And then sometimes their messages are really, really bad, and just like not working. So we have a specific strategy and formulas that we teach you, so the step-by-step system of how to really speak to your ideal clients in a way that you captivate them, and the marketing messages draw them in, you attract them, and it makes it a lot easier for you to convert clients because you don't have to do a hard sell.
Yeah, I'm glad you say that. I've been reading Sales Dog by Blair Singer. I had the opportunity to be coached and trained by him, which was really cool. And he had talked about when you market effectively, you really don't need to sell yourself.
Yep.
And so for those of you people who hate selling, working with us and really helping us help you market effectively is going to make selling so much easier. And the marketing process and selling process is really the same. It's kind of 2 in 1. It's the same thing. And so you'll find everything that you go through in this course, it just converts to the selling process, which is just a conversation. And we talk about that. We reframe that as well.
Module number 5, it's all about being a box office hit with your directory profile. So we have another script and strategy specifically for how to write a Psych Today profile or any directory profile so that it's really working for you. Because, I mean, like you said, down here in South Florida, it's a saturated market and there's millions of therapists all over the place on Psych Today. And I'm sure it's like that in many of your areas as well. And so you really want to make sure that you have an excellent high converting profile.
Mm-hmm. And module number 6 is all about websites, and we call it Coming to a Theater Near You. And really a website is a preview to working with you, just like a movie trailer preview. And what we do is we help you craft the copy on your website. We talk about the aesthetics. We talk about the feel. So the really cool thing, the design. And so the really cool thing is whether you already have a website right now or if you are just starting with a website, it's going to be so much easier when you actually work with a web designer, unless you're a crazy technology person and you want to do that yourself. That's totally on you. I don't like technology that way. But it's going to help you a lot as you easily transition into creating your website.
Yeah, so that's all about the website stuff.
We have lots on website too.
Lots is a huge model. I mean, that could be a course in and of itself. We really immersed ourselves and just know the ins and outs of all of that, which is cool. So number 7, marketing strategies. The show must go on. So we talk about all sorts of different strategies that really are highlighting your strengths and your unique talents so that you can feel like you're in alignment with the areas that you're most passionate about, that you're most comfortable with. And you don't have to have this love-hate relationship with marketing like so many people do. It's something that you just...
Well, we want you to have the love relationship.
Something that you enjoy. And it's all about building relationships and making connections with people and nurturing those over time. And
by the way, we forgot to tell you, did you guys want a ninja tip? You're already really good marketers because you're therapists. So there's so many skills that we have as therapists that make us amazing marketers. And so we just highlight that and bring those to life to help you realize, like, you do this already.
The number one marketing skill that is like needed above anything else, guess what? It's empathy. And that's what we do all day long, right? That's what we excel at as therapists. So yeah, that's a lot of that we talk about in the marketing mindset because it really is so transformative to be able to look at things from that perspective. So yeah, we really enjoyed pulling back the curtain with you guys here today and being able to walk through some of the different modules and what's going to be a part of our e-course. And we really want to be able to meet you guys where you're at. And so we're going to offer it in many different ways. We're going to have different, types of, well, if you just want to take the course and you don't want to do the hybrid model with the course and the coaching, you can do that. Or if you want to do an extended mastermind for additional support outside of it, we're just really giving... we're really giving a lot of thought and spending a lot of time on this. It's a labor of love. We're going away again this weekend to have another e-course retreat in Hutchinson Island. So we will, I'm sure, keep you guys posted on that.
Looks like Kate needs a drink of water. And as Kate's talking about this, I almost feel like it's like the vision of like having a child that you're going to meet like one day. Like we're sharing this with you and I know we're going to meet you guys one day. And I'm so excited just thinking about that. Like I'm so excited to be meeting you soon. I'm so excited to be building a relationship with you guys and really helping you exceed and excel at marketing, but really have that long-term relationship with you guys and watch you through your journeys. So thanks so much for hanging out with us on this podcast. But before you go, head over to the show notes page, check out the link to further look for the details. And either we will be, taking information in regards to following up with you because it hasn't been launched yet, or it's about to be launched, or we're right in the middle of it and we're going to contact you to get you started.
Yeah, make sure you visit privatepracticestartup.com and you'll see a tab for podcast. You'll be able to look at this specific episode 103, and we will look forward to hearing from you guys and seeing you in the course and the coaching and being able to really support you and having your dream practice and lifestyle. So stay tuned.
And so next week, you want to check out the podcast with Cindy Nicholson, empowering entrepreneurs to turn their expertise into a profitable online course, which is great for what we have just talked about. So we wanted to thank you for hanging out with us. Don't forget to hang out with us in Facebook. And you know what? If you really like this podcast or any of the podcasts, we'd love to hear from you. If you wouldn't mind writing a Google review or iTunes, we really want to know what you think and want to continue to serve you. So Startup Nation, thank you so much for allowing us to inspire you. As always, from startup to mastery. Cheers to your private practice success. Take care.
Thanks for joining us on The Private Practice Startup. Visit theprivatepracticestartup.com for awesome resources, free trainings, attorney-approved private practice paperwork, and so much more.